Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a controversial view. Today we're going to be talking about The Dark Knight Rises. Now, this is my lenticular cover, Blu ray, and unfortunately, the controversy is not very pleasant to talk about. Now, my history with this film, I actually saw this in the theaters, all 2 hours and 45 minutes of it, and I thought it was great. Absolutely fantastic. It, in my opinion, should be more revered, I guess. But unfortunately, something happened in the opening of the film at a midnight showing. I'll get to that. Now, see, I think this really hurt the film because of the actions of one person. And from there, even though the film did really well, I don't think it did as much as anyone thought it would. Now, like I said, this is not one I watch a whole lot. I remember watching The Dark Knight when it came out. I was always a fan of Batman Begins. I went to the theaters to see that, and I absolutely loved it. Dark Knight, however, was a different story for me. I really liked The Dark Knight, and I thought that this trilogy was really moving in the right direction. And I know that people absolutely love The Dark Knight. They loved Heath Ledger, rest in peace, as the Joker. And this movie just did so well. It was amazing. And then comes The Dark Knight Rises, and we hear about the awful thing that happened, which of course is our controversy. I'm not going to say too much about it. It was the 2012 Aurora theater shooting in Aurora, Colorado on July 20th, which is 2 days before my birthday of 2012. Now, this was, of course, as I said, was the midnight showing. 13 people were killed, including an unborn baby. 70 people were injured. 58 by gunfire, 4 from tear gas, and 8 from fleeing accidents. And this was all done by one person. And I'm not going to say their name because I don't think they deserve to have me say their name. This is a controversial view based on the events that happened. And it takes a certain kind of heinous person to do this to other people. Now, I know there was mental illness involved, and I do understand that. But, dressed in tactical gear, throwing tear gas, and just wiping people out is not okay. So, I think that left a sour taste in people's mouth, as well it should, with this film. And I remember the time period of people being afraid to go and see movies in the theater. There was all this talk about what if this happens again? And it had gotten to the point where mass shootings were just popping up everywhere. You really didn't feel safe anywhere. And that is a certain type of fear that I wouldn't wish on anyone. As far as The Dark Knight Rises go, it is really an underrated film. And I remember after this event happened and people were talking about The Dark Knight Rises, I remember it didn't get very good reviews at first. A lot of people knocked the film, saying that The Dark Knight was a masterpiece, and The Dark Knight Rises just kind of didn't live up to the hype of the film before it. I disagree with that. I think Bane was fantastic in this. I know a lot of people didn't like his voice. I happen to think it's quite creepy, and I think that Tom Hardy did a fantastic job as Bane. I think everyone in that film did a remarkable job. And I think people felt like they were betraying The Dark Knight by liking this film too much. It's not like you can like both of them. No, no, no. That's not allowed. Some people have that kind of mentality, and it's weird to me. But in watching this movie again after so long, I realized how amazing it is. And maybe it took some time for that event to maybe leave people's minds as much as it could. I don't think it'll ever really leave everyone's mind, but I would say give this movie another chance and try to go in without the heaviness of what the events brought. Don't forget to check out Joe's controversial view for The Dark Knight Rises. Remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.